Court blocking the Biden White House from enforcing its OSHA vaccine mandate for private companies with 100 or more employees. The ruling came back 3 days after the measure took effect. The conservatives writing in an unsigned opinion, quote, OSHA has never before imposed such a mandate, nor has Congress. Indeed, although Congress has enacted significant legislation addressing the COVID-19 pandemic, it has declined to enact any measure similar to what OSHA has promulgated here. So bottom line, this is something that must be done by Congress if it's going to be done, not by unelected bureaucrats in OSHA. And joining us now to talk more about this is Turning Point USA contributor, lawyer, and Republican strategist Erin Elmore. Erin, great to have you with us.
So nice to be in studio with you.
All right, so what did we learn from this ruling yesterday, other than the fact that it seems like we have two additional John Roberts on the bench, and Amy Coney Barrett and Brett Kavanaugh?
Yeah, so that's the sort of moderate conservative faction, those three. And, I think that Chief Justice Roberts sort of said, Kavanaugh, I'm going to have you write this opinion. I'm going to put this on you as opposed to me. And basically they said, it's not OSHA's job to regulate what happens outside of the workplace. Yes, there are potentially in the workplace implications way, way, way too broad. And they even indicated also that, yes, there are emergency things that OSHA can do. They've only done them in extremely limited circumstances. There were 9. 6 of those 9 were challenged, and not a lot of them worked out. Yeah. So I think the Supreme Court sent a very strong message. I read all 30 pages of the opinion. I read the dissent from Sotomayor, Breyer, and Kagan. And let me tell you, it wasn't grounded in law or logic. It was the sky is falling, emotion, COVID, dead, danger, death.
Well, that's what we see so much, right? It seems like these justices, not just the liberal ones, but also sometimes the conservative justices, John Roberts in particular, they're very sensitive about how the ruling is going to look in the eyes of the media. I mean, we did see the Supreme Court allowing the vaccine mandate to stand for medical facilities that take Medicare or Medicaid. So it's kind of like, a split ruling, a split decision here.
It is, because some people are looking at this as a massive win, and I don't think this is a massive win. But for those healthcare workers that are now feel very downtrodden or upset, this is a federal regulation. That means you're going to have the First Amendment and religious exemptions. They can't really get out of that. So is that a big loophole? Yeah. Do I think it'll work? Absolutely. Do I think it might end up in more Supreme Court cases? Unfortunately.
Yes, everything seems to wind up in the Supreme Court these days. We did see today, too, a story about, I think the first couple Marines got the religious exemption, but this federal government seems to be very slow on issuing those religious exemptions.
And I'm sure that's not an accident. They don't want to issue these exemptions. This has been a very heavy-handed administration that we have. They care very little about the executive branch, the legislative branch, the judicial branch. Joe Biden just wants to do anything he can, any way he can, and that's why his approval ratings are in the 20s% among Hispanics, young people, and independents.
All right. Well, Erin, we will see you later. You're going to join us again for our panel with George Papadopoulos coming up. We're also going to have Matthew Foldy coming up as well. Erin, great to see you.
Thanks
see you in a sec. All right. Campaign foreign policy advisor and Newsmax contributor George Papadopoulos. Also back with us, Turning Point USA contributor Erin Elmore and Matthew Foldy from the Washington Free Beacon joining us as well. You always wonder what the neighbors are thinking when down in Florida when one of these folks moves into their community. Erin, your take on all this, I mean, you're an attorney. Marilyn Mosby is a prosecutor here. This is big trouble for her.
It is big trouble, but I wonder how honest the prosecution will be of her. We see these Democrats get away with absolute murder. We see that there are 2 standards of justice, one if you're conservative and one if you're liberal. And because of her position, these people do often get away with these crimes. Baltimore has a very long history of political corruption. 12 mayors, 12 have resigned in disgrace because of their crimes. So this is not a surprise to anyone. And we've seen candidates like Kim Klacik, who ran as a Republican and thought she'd be great for the city, and many agreed, yet she, didn't really scratch the surface of the vote. And it's these people really have to, as their community, they come together and say, we want better, we deserve better, we have to change the way that we vote in order to have change in these big cities like Baltimore.
Yeah, well, we reached out to her last year and asked her about this tax issue, and she responded in a tweet, said, quote, like millions of Americans, we owe taxes and it's been paid. That apparently is not the case. We also learned last year, George, that she claimed $30,000 in travel expenses over 2018 and 2019 coming down to Florida, I guess to scout out real estate. None of this looks good for Marilyn Mosby. But there's an Illinois school district responding after a school Satan Club flyer started circulating saying that there will be a meeting of a Satanist group at an elementary school. A local TV station there reporting the group, sponsored by the Satanic Temple, is Satan Club meeting at an elementary school?
Yeah, I don't think that really checks out so well. As someone who works with Turning Point USA, and we are often kicked off campus or not allowed to engage in certain activities, but a Satanist club, totally okay. It's a little hypocritical, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, look, you hear about, like the Fellowship of Christian Athletes not being allowed to meet on certain school campuses sometimes. Matthew, a Satanist club, who green-lighted this? Or green-lit this, I should say.
Satan? I mean, look, Illinois schools should focus on reopening.
See you guys again coming up soon. We got Meme Team coming up as well. Stay tuned for that. About their memes. Do we have any of the memes, guys? Anyone? Okay, all right. Great. I'm being told we have your memes, guys. All right, let's start with Erin here. And you know what I love about you, Erin, when it comes to Meme Team is you're always going hard in the paint. Let's take a look at what we got here.
I don't even know which one you guys are going to use. I'm really excited.
All right.
Oh, I hope it works because I think I'm getting excited. Come on, guys. Big money, no whammies.
Okay, well, we're having a little
do you want me to tell? Do you want me to try to tell you what it was?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like last week, right? Because the best memes are the ones you have to explain anyway without the pictures.
So I love me some Nancy Pelosi, not on policy, just on her craziness. And a lot of people have been comparing her to Michael Jackson lately. So I put on all my makeup, but like kind of closed one eye, and I drew my eyebrows way up here.
Oh, okay.
Wait, you did the 10-year.
We're back. I believe we're back.
Oh, gosh. Okay, never mind. So this is my 10-year challenge. Everyone's posting this, what I meme to say. And I think the thing speaks for itself here. And anyone that's questioning the vaccine, I would say just go listen to the Joe Rogan podcast with Dr. Malone. Or, go on Alex Berenson's Substack, and you'll have all the information you need. I will not say anything further. And my Nancy Pelosi one, we should watch it next week. And one more thing to say, George Papadopoulos, you are looking really svelte. Whatever diet you're on, keto, keep doing it. You look amazing.
George does look amazing, and I can say that because we're among friends here on the Meme Team.
I think you all look amazing.
Let's go to Matthew.
Cinema. And what I like about this, comparing her to Thanos and his iconic I am inevitable snap, is this has been inevitable all along.
You may have seen this on Face the Nation this past week, and some people were wondering what's up with the eyebrows maybe out of place. Let's get to some of those memes. Pat McMurphy had this one too. I love this one. The woman, the myth, the eyebrows. Guys, a lot of fun as always. You can check out those memes. I got them up on my Instagram feed. Our thanks to Erin, George, and Matt. We appreciate it, guys. Always fun. All right, let's get serious again. We got plenty more to talk about. California Governor